I work in a sales role for a large firm. I've been working there for 7 years now. And in my contract, as is usual in sales, there's covenants, restrictive covenants, which state that if I was to resign or leave the firm, I can't tap up staff or solicit clients for a certain period of time. Now, it transpires that there's no time frame in this clause, which means that it's not enforceable. So basically, the contract clause is null and void in effect. Now, my employer has sent me a new contract to sign, which I'm not prepared to sign, but they've now said if I don't sign it, they can go back and change said clause in my existing contract, which I signed 7 years ago.
Have you already resigned, David?
No, I've got no intention to.
I see. So they've realised that the clause is void. The restrictive covenant clause is void because it doesn't specify a time period, which it has to do. Yeah. And they've said, here's one that's actually effective. Sign here, please.
Yes.
Fine.
I'm saying I don't want to because that'll make my life harder. But they're saying if you don't, we'll go back to your old contract and change that. I don't see if I want to know, can they legally do that?
Is there a variation clause in the original contract? A variation clause is where it says right at the very end, we have the right to change any term here on 4 weeks' notice.
As far as I know, no.
Okay. If there is no variation clause, no, they can't do it. If there is a variation clause, it's a maybe. It's quite complicated, and I'm not going to go into it. I'll just say it's a maybe. But what they can do either way is say, well, David, we've loved having you here, but we have a good business reason for requiring you to sign a restrictive covenant because it's very common in, as you say, for salespeople, and you thought you were signing one when you joined up. You just got lucky and it wasn't valid. If you don't sign this, we're going to give you 3 chances. First time we'll ask you nicely. They've done that. Second time we'll ask you a bit more sternly. That's probably going to happen next. Third time we're going to warn you, if you don't sign it within 2 weeks, we're dismissing you with notice pay, but we're dismissing you. And they would be legally entitled to do that.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, you don't have a right to a job for life. You have a right to your notice period. That's not to say employers can change contracts whenever they fancy. They can only change contracts if there's a good business reason.